Hi, this is Bill and Kelly from Horror Movie Review Maniacs, and today we are going to do something different. We are going to we are going to list off our 10 favorite horror films of all time. So, on our end, it's our lists are very different. I don't think we have the same movie on both lists. But we'll start from 10 and we'll move down to 1. All right? I guess do you want to say anything before we start?
No, just a warning that my taste is way different than yours.
Yeah, well, I think everyone already knows that. So,
Do we supposed to criticize each other's movie or no?
um
Or just gonna listen your
no,
choices?
just listen.
Huh?
Just list. This isn't a review show. Well, you can review your own movie, but not the other person.
Oh,
Unless
okay. I can.
well, yeah, you can make a comment. All
Okay.
right, let's see how it goes.
Okay.
All right. For my number 10, I have Alien from 1979. Yeah, I think it's the best sci-fi horror film of all time. It's I just like the way the ship looks like really like it just looks authentic, like how a ship would look if it was doing like work in space, like with like a it's almost like a blue collar crew. And I just love the suspense that gets built up, the scenes with the scenes on the other planet when they first get their signal, and then how they take the the face hugger creature back in, and it inseminates. I'm not sure who that character is, and just goes also from there into just a tension filled film, and all the acting is amazing. It just it looks like it has a way bigger budget than it does. I think it's just an incredible film. Okay, and what was your top 10? What was your number 10?
I like Alien too, but it's not in my top 10. In my top 10 is Hostel. Hostel?
Hostel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I don't like killing much movie, too much blood, but I like the idea how creepy it is of tourists go to another country and they like just spend a good times with friends like backpackers, and sadly they being in target of being haunted by some psychos. So I like the idea. It's really creepy, so really make you wonder like it's for real still, like they do, people could be doing this or stuff like that, especially when a lot of people and tourists disappear. So that creeped me out of thinking that that could be possible. And I like movie one make you really scared in real life, like you keep wondering, like that's. So I like the idea of the whole story and the whole concept. I don't like that much blood part, but they did a great job. And I think it was not it was a big budget, not really, because the scenario was like just locked up in
No,
one
I don't think so.
a bar and walked a few streets, and but still works for me very well. So they did a very good job, and the acting was good too. So that's my top 10.
Yeah, I really like Hostel too. I think it's Eli Roth's best film. Yeah. Okay, we'll move on to number 9. And my number 9 is the classic Jaws from 1975. For me, this is it's it's almost the perfect film, but it's not number 1 on my list because it's probably like not as horror as the rest of them. But I remember when I first saw it, it scared the hell out of me, and I love the acting. I love the dialogue. I love the scenes when you that I love how it holds off before you see the shark, and when you do see a shark, it doesn't disappoint. It's like a horror adventure film that has a great ending. Like what's not to love but Jaws?
I like it, but I don't love it. I was not scary, was not like too panicking, just a big fish eating, biting people. So for me, it was not a big deal at all, but it was okay movie.
Okay.
My top 9 is It's Hollow. That movie is messed up. Like few scenes, like you think is a normal people and suddenly, like like just following you with weird face. Oh my god, that creeped me out. That I could not sleep in the night. Like was really messed up. So that for me, just because creeped me out, and normally I don't get creeped out by movies, scary movies, stuff like that. But this one was kind of like a ghost and killing the same time. So it was like, and the story was okay. I don't like the idea that they follow you only after you have sex with the person. That was little messed up. But I like the idea of just the creepiness of the same person following with weird face and scary face, and that creeped me out. So that's why I put in the top 9 for me.
No, I agree. It's one of my favorites in the last 20 years. I think it was unique. The idea and how it was almost like a sexually transmitted disease, almost that the creature that was, or that the things that were following them.
And it was
I totally
people,
agree
like
idea.
they're
Yeah.
friends, like so you never know if it was really their friends or was it this creepy version come and kill you. Like I could not figure, like you could not figure.
Okay, we'll move to number 8. And number 8 is my favorite Canadian horror film of all time, and that's Black Christmas from 1974. And I just love everything about this film. Like it's a film that kind of grew on me over time, but I've always loved it, to an extent, but it just keeps getting better and better for me. I actually prefer this to Halloween, and it's I even like, it came out before Halloween. I think I love all the characters. I love the mood of the just the tone of the film is always like just it's like a little slow, but I love even the slow parts, and I love the mystery about it. And the ending, the acting, I think is really good all around. Yeah, it's just a film for me that keeps getting better and better every time I watch it.
I disagree. I hate that movie. It's like so silly. The guy in the basement, nobody noticed, and all that. For me, is one of the worst. My top worst, if I have to put it that. I don't like this Black Christmas, and the acting, please. Really? Good acting? I don't think so. I think when she started her career, probably that was one of the first one.
No, no,
And
actually,
after the
she was
Superman,
a
she was
what's her
never good
name?
actor
No,
anyways.
she
That one from
was in.
Superman's girlfriend?
Oh, her, but she wasn't the main actress. But
But
no,
still,
she's a
she
famous
seconded
actress.
that one too.
She was good in it.
And the other
I thought she
ones,
played the like good. She was drunk half the movie. I thought played it good.
no, she's not a good act. She's not a good look. She's terrible. Anyways, I don't like that one. I disagree with you, but if it's your top
Yes,
8, good
I
for
think it's an
you.
amazing film.
Good for you. Thank God you don't have to look again. Number 8 for me is House of Wax. Even if I don't like that Perry Hilton, she did was insignificant for me in the acting career of her, but I like the idea of the concept of this creepy house that made it with wax, but it was a real people, so it was really and trying to they getting lost and end up in that small little city, all makeup was wax. So for me it was really good movie. I like it, and even if it's that bloody, like I said, I don't like bloody movie, but I like the whole concept of the story was very cool idea, and the makeup was awesome too with those waxing and stuff. I'm pretty sure they took lots of a great artist to make all those mannequins, from wax and stuff. So I really enjoy that movie very much.
I enjoy it. I don't think it belongs on any top 10 list, but I think it's it's an entertaining film. It's almost like it was a bit like Tourist Trap in a way, but also has that those House of Wax elements that from the previous films. But yeah, I enjoy that film. Okay, number seven is Dario Argento's Suspiria from 1977, and for me, this is all about I think it's one of the most beautiful films of all time. I think it has maybe one of the best soundtracks of
Yeah,
all
so does
time.
Black Swan.
What?
This one's better than Black Swan. I thought you liked Black Swan.
No, I like Black Swan, but it's not Suspiria. It has amazing kill scenes. It it has a great atmosphere. What it might lack a little bit, of course, like the dubbing isn't great. That's what you see in all Italian films from that point. But to me, it's a film that I remember. It definitely grows on you. It's like when I first saw it, I was like, it's okay. And then that night, I had like the worst nightmare. And then I saw it a few months later, and it's like, it's okay. And then that night, I had the worst nightmare again. And then the third time I saw it, I was like, holy shit, this is like one of the best horror movies of all time. Just click for me, and it never unclicked since that third viewing. But it's a film that it's like once it clicks for you, it's just amazing film.
Okay, I disagree. It's one of my top worst movie too that I saw with you. I hate that movie. Doesn't matter how many times I see it, nothing gonna change. Nothing gonna grow on me. So my I don't like it. I don't like anything about that movie. Really, no, this the story, the nothing. Sorry, I disagree. My top seven would be Nightmare on Elm Street. I always like Freddy Krueger's movie, but I only like the one, two, and three, to be honest, because the after was just push along and trying to, stretch too much. But I still the one, two, and three.
Well, you're talking about number one, though.
Yeah, but in the whole package, for me, only worked the Nightmare on Street 1 and 2 and 3. That's it. The rest, I stopped looking because it was too stretchy after. And I have no interest to check the others either. So that one always gave me nightmares, and I love the story of being pedophile guy, and
But they
that
they
have revenge on him. The parents have a revenge on him.
but the thing is, in the original, they never mention he's a pedophile.
But I knew for sure it's pedophile. Would parents would burn somebody alive if they don't do
Well, the
nothing
thing
with
is,
their kid?
there's it's very rare that someone's just gonna be a child killer for no reason. Like
So you have
usually there is some kind of
and there is not
mo-
a killer who just kill a kid. They
pedophile
molest a
involved.
kid too. So for sure I knew it before even they mentioned in the second. I knew it from the beginning. A parent only kill a guy alive like this only if they
and
abuse their kid.
it actually was in the original script that he was a pedophile, but they took it out for the film because they thought it might be too much.
They don't even have to
Might be
mention.
too
We all
controversial.
knew it. We all knew he was.
No,
There's even in the real life. There's no somebody killing a child without abusing them sexually. So they deserve to die. And I like the idea, the whole concept of this story, of the parents getting together and and the idea that he coming in the kid's nightmare and have his own revenge and and the whole movie really works for me. The kids trying to kill him again and without
No,
knowing
it's
why he coming after them. So review a lot to me, so I really like.
it had like one of the best ideas for horror films ever, and like I agree, it's one of my favorites too.
You see,
But
I like movies with
it
a good
didn't crack my top
ideas.
10, but it's definitely up there.
But you see, I like movies that different ideas that I don't like the same thing and bloody. I have to have unique ideas
yeah,
that you carry
I
on.
agree.
Like,
I like that too.
I don't like weird movies that don't make no sense and it's like you're just watching for watching. There's no concept of anything. It's just weird. I hate weird movie. And move on.
Okay, number 6 is Kelly's favorite.
Oh God.
uh, from 1982, Sam Raimi's Evil Dead. To me, this is like it. I I've always loved this film ever since I probably saw it when I was 12, and I heard about it even before then from a friend who told me all about it. I was like, oh my god, have to watch this film. And then finally one day my sister's ex. He had it on a VHS tape, and I watched it. And I was like, "Wow, this is an amazing film." I thought it was the scariest thing I had seen up to that point. Just
Really?
yeah, just
That's like a kid movie without the too much blood.
you know, it had
This is so
it had
weird.
tons of blood, and it was such a great idea with the book unleashing like I've never seen like a haunted forest that would just attack you and would not let you leave. At that point, it was just a great idea, and there wasn't that much like it before it came out. It was just an original idea. The only I think it was a little bit like there's a film called Equinox that's it's a little bit like, but it just took it to another level. Just a great film. And Sam is well, yeah, Bruce Campbell is great, but in the first one, I have to admit he's not the Bruce Campbell you see in part three. But he was all the actors. I guess the acting is not the strong point, but
Definitely not.
yeah, it's not. But I think it's just an innovative film.
I think it's silly as hell. You know why? Because they say that the movie is about the book, but before he even opened the bloody movie, the spirit is already in the forest. So where the concept of everything that goes in the forest is wake by the book. If already have a dead person in the basement already,
I
some
think
creep in the
yeah.
basement. So that one,
I think
sorry,
I think maybe it was like it was there in the forest, and then it was kind of dormant, but it was still there, and then
babe, don't try
and
to
then,
explain the
and
whole
then the book kind of
movie.
like just unleashed it on
Unleashed
it.
was already unleashed. That stupid thing. They are driving was already unleashed. So what's the point that only when they open the book the monsters? So that's why for me, silly as hell. The director did not make sense at all. He just
Well,
keep
it's
putting
not.
scenes that he want. And the number three, that's ridiculous. He end the movie with one scene, and then in the third, he cut it off that scene and he put different scene to
This is
start with
the
it.
world
So
of Evil Dead. You can do
silly.
whatever you want.
So I hate that movie too. It's on my top worst too. Sorry. So my top six is the Amityville Horror
Amityville Horror.
remake. Please don't give me all that Superman's girlfriend again. Because
With
I don't like her acting at
Ryan
all. I can't stand her face.
with Ryan Reynolds with his trim chest.
I love it.
I
You see, he make
first of all,
Oscar chair.
nobody trimmed their chest in the 70s.
babe.
It was supposed to be back in the 70s, and
That's for the
nobody
girls,
nobody
babe.
trimmed their
Sorry,
chest.
that's how we like trimming
Yeah,
chest.
but in the
Sorry,
70s it didn't happen.
that works for me. That make it my top six, baby. So I like him. I always like him. He do a great job. He can do a superhero. He can do a psycho. He can do a crazy husband. He can do a funny like the what was the superhero funny guy that he do that what's the name that the I forgot that he wear a mask.
Oh,
That he cut himself with
yeah, I can't watch that movie.
I forgot. But anyways, he can be funny. He can be. I love him. He did. I'll take him to be actor. Any movie, he would do it. So for me, the acting is very important for me, and he did a great job over there. Even his wife, everybody did a great job.
He wasn't
And the
as good as
story-
James
and the
Brolin from the
story-
original.
No, no, please. The original one, when he go run to the house, and that end of that scene was a breaker for me.
he had to get the-
like
he had to get the
destroyed
dog.
the whole thing. Don't make no sense.
You have to
to
get the
me.
you have to get the dog.
Don't make no sense to me. I love the end with the remake. You know why? Because the whole point was that house being haunted, and she have to take her husband out of the house. So that means that what's the first without being the remake that if the house was haunted and her husband was living and they are fine, they just need to get out. I like the idea that she's struggling to knock him down and take to save her husband, her family, and that boat. And I love the remake. Sorry, I don't like that old movie. Don't make no sense for me.
I don't-
I saw
I don't-
both, and I was thinking, having hope the first one would be good, but don't beat the remake at all. Sorry.
It's better than the remake.
That's my Oh,
I do enjoy it. Is it
six.
for? I think it's pretty good.
Come on,
But it's
the
not
acting was awesome.
even though the original not I don't think is a classic, but it's solid. It was a solid film. I've always enjoyed watching
But I
it.
was missing the story and the acting and like it was not really like whoa. You freak out like when
I think the
Rhino
original's better.
was acting up. The whole spirit was really getting to him. He wanna kill his family. Was the whole point? The house kill the guy, kill his whole family. That was the whole point. So when they put in the remake, Rhino was in take that spirit to kill his family. That's the whole point of having in the remake. And the first one was not about that.
Yeah, the house was controlling him.
No, was controlling how? He went back to get the dog, so he was fine to
Well,
leave.
it wasn't controlling, but it was influencing.
At least if
He
he
had,
go
he had to
back
fight
and
against the
spirit
house
take
to
him,
get out.
okay, and then his wife go after him. That will be okay. That will be all okay.
Anyway,
So it's
it's
about
okay.
no.
Uh,
Anyways, it's about my top
yeah.
6. So remake all the way.
Okay, number 5.
Yeah.
1999, The Blair Witch Project for me. For me, this was the only movie to scare me as an adult. I remember I watched it when it first came out. Not okay, the scare wasn't like I didn't sleep with my parents or anything, but I was like, I remember I saw it in theater with some friends late at night, and I knew it wasn't real still, but I was like, okay, let's see how it goes. It just felt so authentic. From the stories at the beginning with the town folk to the them getting lost in the woods to every night it just upped it amplified the creepiness to like you. I was almost like dreading the next night, and then the ending, best ending of any horror movie of all time. I don't care. That is the best ending, creepiest, most my jaw dropped at the end of that movie. And then and even it took me probably like a week before I fully was stopping obsessed with that movie. Even then, I'm still obsessed with it. I think it's the best found footage movie of all time. It's one of the first. To me, it's the first. That's if you count Camel Holocaust, but I don't count Last Broadcast. But apparently, Blair Witch was actually written beforehand. So, but Last Broadcast is pretty good, but it's not Blair Witch. I just think it's the scariest movie of all time. Blair Witch, done.
Okay, I disagree. It's not scary
Yes, it
at
is.
all. And I hate movie that is the camera. You filming your own self. I hate movies like that. It's so annoying. You get dizzy because they don't stop with that camera. So I hate all the movies that they are filming themselves.
The film that
for me is
you
like
have to put work into it. You have to watch it late at night by yourself. Turn the lights off. Turn the sound up. You have to hear the little kids playing in the background. You gotta. It's to me. You gotta
Yeah,
be
I hear
totally.
little kids
You gotta be totally invested. The more you put into it, the more you get out. That's what I feel.
it's not scary at all. I go camping all the time. We all try to hear little voices, so it's not creepy at
Go
all.
walk at night through a forest by yourself, and you'll see how creepy it is. I've done it, and that was and it scared the hell out of me one time. I was walking home from a pool hall. I took a shortcut through a bush. There's actually a house that's haunted, apparently reportedly haunted in those woods. We've been to it. You can check out our our review of that. The Cawthra Estate. Anyway, and I took a shortcut because I thought I've been through these woods a million times, and then as soon as I got in, it was like I didn't realize how there was no moon outside. It was just pitch black. I couldn't see my hand in front of my face. Every step I took, I would crunch a leaf. It was in the fall, so I would crunch a leaf and then it would uncrunch. So I felt like someone was behind me. I would branches were hitting me in the face. I started hearing things I almost screamed. I was like until I saw until I saw a little light that was a Cawthra. I just bolted to it. I never thought that would happen. But I was scared crapless, and it was that moment that I kept thinking of when I was watching Blair Witch. I was like, yeah, that would be a
How
terrifying
old are
moment.
you?
I was when that happened.
Yeah.
I was probably 20.
Babe,
Yeah.
you scary cat at
No,
20.
I don't know.
I was thinking you were a kid.
Yeah, I was scared crapless.
Babe, come on. I walk there anytime.
Yeah. Let's see.
I did.
With you and the ghost that you keep seeing there.
I see the ghost there.
Well, there you
Don't
go.
for me. I'm not scared of ghosts. Yeah, I can see ghosts in real life. That's why I'm not scared of it. and I'm fine with it. And every time, everybody that walk in the forest, of course, it's creaky noise because it's the leaves you're
Yeah,
crunching
but
in
your
your
mind
shoe.
plays tricks on you. You think you know it just leaves, but you think if there's anyone, if there's anything in these woods, person, animal, anything, it's gonna freak me out right now. So, and that's just it's anything. It's just the thought of anything being in the woods right now with you in the pitch black. If someone's in the woods with you, like just the thought of somebody being in the woods, who's gonna be in these woods right now in the pitch black?
Yeah, could be a killer.
Yeah,
Could be,
exactly.
yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
But you say you're scared of the Blair Witch because of ghosts. So why you scared of ghosts? Ghosts cannot hurt
Well,
people,
no, it
babe.
was Blair Witch was just the idea of being lost in the woods, and there's something out there that's not allowing you to leave and just making you feel like more and more
Animal could be a
paranoid.
coyote,
It
babe.
could be, but
Bite
it
you.
couldn't be the witch.
No witch, babe. There's no such a thing as a witch. Actually, if in the old times, I'll be a witch because
you
they
would
say
be.
that to people
You'd
that
be
see
burned right
ghosts and
now.
stuff, I'll be burned. But thank God it's over those times. But anyways, I don't think it's a scare at all.
But you got to admit, there's something about that film that you like. There's something about that film that intrigues you.
that woman was
Guaranteed.
very annoying. That woman.
Which one?
I would like.
Well,
I would,
but her acting was really good though.
I just don't like that woman at all. She's very annoying. She's very
Have a
mean.
character?
She's very like I can't stand her either. I would like in that Blair Witch would be a little bit more convincing and freak out is when they are hearing the noise of that guy screaming, right? Because they were calling him and they heard his voices. Would be like in the daytime they find his body hanging or something,
Well,
so
him-
they knew that somebody's hurting them. That would be freaking them out more.
that would ruin the ending because the reason why they went into the house was because they heard him calling, so they had to go. They were searching for him.
I know, but then they could make the another guy disappear, so she knew that the other guy gonna end up dead if
Don't
she
try to
don't
change the
find
classic.
him. No,
This is a
but
classic
would be
film.
more freak
It's
out because
works
it means
perfect.
like there's somebody up there that you cannot see that's killing her friend, and the next one disappear, make her trying to find him before he even dead, and she trying to find her way quick as she can. So that will make more sense and more freaking out. But the whole time you don't see shit. Like you don't see nothing. You just hear some voice. That is normal. You hear in the quiet. Of course, you're gonna hear voice. There's ghosts everywhere. You're gonna hear things. So
Anyway,
it was not scary for me, but it was okay. A movie. I just don't work for me. And for me, my top 5.
Fine.
I love zombie movie, and if you have Brad Pitt, I'll take any time. So, the World Z. I watched that movie I think like 10 times. I love the acting. I love the idea that the whole family is trying to survive the zombie apocalypse. So the whole scene, even the another kid, he basically adopted another kid and tried to get out of the zone, and then after his family is safe and he go to try to find the cure and to help because he worked for the government too. So I love everything about that movie. The acting was awesome, the scenario, the zombie, the transformation you can see, and the counting, that creepy counting that you see how many seconds they turn into zombies. So it's like every detail is right there. And how the people will be acting if there is an apocalypse, like everybody is trying to go in the store, thinking, being selfish, thinking about that at the same time, don't know what's going on. So I love the whole concept of the beginning, have a middle, and have the end, like a sense of the end. Like they don't find the cure, but they find the camouflage type of avoid the zombie and collect them and trying to kill off them. So I love that movie, and Brad Pitt of course did an awesome job in that movie too. Like I say, great actors for me. I'm sorry, you guys can, there's unknown good actors too, but you cannot beat the actors that did many other type of comedy, scary, killing.
To me,
I love actors that can do many different
having a big
type of
actor
it.
kind of takes me out of a horror film because you're supposed to suspend belief, or you're supposed to, or be invested in the horror. And then if I see, oh, that's Brad Pitt, to me it takes me out of it. The only film that I can think of that it didn't take me out of is my next film.
Yeah, but he
On
deserved
the
that.
list.
He deserved that. So that means any good actor can take a crappy movie and make it great. Like if he was in the Blair
No, but
Witch, would be with it maybe awesome.
If it was in Blair Witch, I wouldn't even watch it. It was like, why is Brad Pitt making a
That would be my
documentary about a
favorite
witch?
favorite movie.
Anyway,
so you cannot beat
I think I've only
Brad
watched it
Pitt,
once.
babe.
I remember I enjoyed it, but
We're gonna watch
I
again.
didn't. I didn't like. I maybe twice. I haven't watched it in years, so
Babe,
maybe I gotta watch it again.
It's awesome. Come on,
but
babe.
I'm
Babe,
I'm
Brad Pitt
okay.
did an awesome job. Come on. And it was not about the look, too. Because Brad Pitt, some part of the movie is not about his look. He really can act. Like, he's really doing it. I love that movie. That's my top 5. So.
Okay, let's move on. Number 4 for me is 1980s Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. And
Of course.
yes, to me, it's again a film that I find is almost perfect. But this is one film where having a big star didn't take me out of it. I think Jack Nicholson, even if people complain he's a bit over the top, I think yes, he's over the top, but he plays one of the most memorable characters of all time.
He's Jack. Come on.
What?
Jack Nixon. Come on. You can beat Jack either.
No, I'm saying he did a, like, I agree that, like, some people say he's over the top, but he did
What do you mean over top?
like, he was a little overacting a lot of time, but that was Kubrick's plan. He wanted him to do like a million scenes over and over again before he got it just the way he wanted it. He wanted
people don't know
him
that.
a little bit crazy. And you
People
know,
criticize Jack. How many Oscars they win? None. There. So shut up about Jack
and
Nixon.
Stephen King actually didn't like this film. I think he's come around on it a little bit lately, but he thought it strayed too far from the book. But I think this is better than the book. I think it's a better. There's no way like those bushes that came to life would translate as well in this movie as the maze, especially back in 1980. You can't do nothing with bushes that come to life. Back in 1980, that wouldn't look cheesy.
Who? Bush? Who Bush?
In the
President?
book, instead of the maze, the maze in the movie when he gets
Oh,
lost
yeah.
it was a bushes that came to life,
Oh, a bush.
but like a bunch of bushes. And how cheesy would that look in 1980? I think it would not have done the same effect as that amazing maze that stupid Stanley Kubrick created for that film. He didn't create it, but he insisted on it.
I like his crazy face. Daddy's what? Daddy's here? Something like that?
Here's Johnny.
Yes, Johnny. Even my 5 years old love that part. Very creepy and nice, and his smile like freak you out. Like
Even like Shelley Duvall. A lot of people don't like her in it. I think she played the meek wife pretty good.
they could put a better actor over there, but Jack took the scene. That's okay. They could put anybody in the background. Jack would make everybody look good.
I still liked her though in it. I don't know. I feel like she was. Yeah, she wasn't the strongest actress, but she was good in it.
The boy was better actor.
The boy was good too. It's
He was so cute.
to me that is the best ghost movie of all time, The Shining.
Yeah, I like The Shining. I love Jack. Like he can make any crap. Like I said, a good actor make the big difference. They can make a big difference in the movie. So I like that movie too. I agree with you. So for me, we are number 4.
4.
It. That creepy clown looks so nice in the beginning, and the first scene biting the child's arm. Oh my god! I never liked clowns when I was a kid, but if I see a movie like that when I was a kid, it would traumatize me for life. But I like the whole story of the clown, the sewer, and kind of like Nightmare on Elm Street, like he go after the kids, no in the dream but in the kids, and I like lots of the scenes, like different scenes with bunch of friends that was bullied at school, and the same time they combine with friendship, and they live the same.
You're talking about It, the new one.
The new one, of course. I don't go to the old thing, babe. I'm I'm a new school, no old school. I like the new ones. For me, old is like when you do the training before the good one come out. That's for me. The new one, of course. But I saw the old one. Too long. The old one. Oh my
I
god,
know.
3 hours.
I do agree that the new It is better than the old It. I never thought the old It was as good as people think. I think the first half I liked, second half I didn't really care for. Same with the new one. The first one was way better than I thought than the second one.
The second one's too heavy. Like my kids love the It one. The second one I have to skip lots of page, especially the beginning. I think it's too much with this sex thing and all that. You should skip
I
a little
liked
bit.
it. I just didn't think it came close to the first one.
It was too heavy, this bully thing, the beginning of the two boyfriends. I think they pushed too hard that to be very, strong and very savage. I didn't like the abuse in the beginning that they are beating him up. Was too much. Keep was the clown, not a human being so savage was, another human being. So I didn't like the beginning of it and number two. But since I'm talking about the number one, I really like it. And they make very creepy. Like the makeup when he opened his mouth and all that was really good. And the idea of the kids have to fight their fears. And they're young. It's not like in the Elm Street, they're at least teenager. This one, they're like 10, 12 years old. So it was pretty, I like it. I really love it.
I like it too.
Next.
Okay, my number 3 is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974, directed by Tobe Hooper. I remember, I'll tell you, when I first saw it, I first saw it when I was around 12, 13, and I just felt sick afterwards. Like, oh my god, I felt like so grimy and gritty and hot. Like it just feels like it just feels hot. The film,
That's the original one you're talking about?
like you're in, and it almost has like a documentary feel. The way it was filmed, it just felt like so like real. Like this could happen, and the acting is okay, but that's not a strong point. It's I thought it was like, filmed really like well. I thought it was it just gritty. It's like how I like horror films to be, gritty and grimy, and just make you feel just like a bit like disturbed. But it wasn't too disturbing. Just it's disturbing enough, and it just ramps up. It just the Sally just keeps going back into the wolf's nest. Just gets caught, goes back, gets caught, goes back. Just terrorizing, and anyone in that circumstance would be scared shitless. And to me, it's just perfect. It's what so many films in the 2000s try to be like. Just that gritty, creepy like film that's just ferocious.
Is the original one you're talking about?
Yes.
Was the guy in the wheelchair?
Yes.
Oh, I want to slap him and just throw him. Into
He was the most
so annoying.
Franklin probably was the most annoying character.
Who go camping with the guy in the wheelchair? Leave at home, please.
He's the one handicap that I didn't really feel bad about. He was a bit annoying, but other than him, like the
and
film
who the
was just
hell
incredible.
take a weird guy, left like take in the road? Look at the guy, how creepy he looked already.
Well, the girls didn't want to take him, but the guy was saying, "Yeah, let's take him." What the hell? And he was like pretty disturbing. Yeah, that scene when he cuts his hand, like
I feel sorry for the guy in the wheelchair because they have nowhere to run. So it's like really, that was ridiculous. But he dies too quickly. Too.
You closed your eyes the whole time when he was cutting his hand.
Disgusting. It's so nasty.
And really, the film's not even that bloody. It shows most of it is off screen. Yeah, if you watch it, most of it, like, yeah, you see the saw go up, but you don't see him cutting or anything.
No, I don't like it. Anyway,
and that first scene when he walks in the house and then he falls into that room and Leatherface first attacks him, and then he slams the door and he's twitching, and it was like that felt real as hell.
The first time I don't see the original. I saw it with you. I never saw the original before.
No.
I saw the remake with Jessica
Biel,
Biel. Yeah,
Jessica Biel.
I I thought was a real story that was in U.S.
I thought,
was a real family that was killed because the way they start the movie is talking about. So when I saw in Portuguese and
they
translating,
started the same way in the original.
I know, but I never saw the original. I saw the remake. So when I saw in translating in Portuguese, right? Right.
You saw it in Brazil, but
Yeah,
it
in
came
Brazil.
out like 2003.
So I was here.
Yeah, you were here.
I don't know. I saw translate. Maybe I saw online translating in Portuguese because I was reading. And I was thinking it was a real story, like a real family in US killing. And I was like, oh shit, in US I have so many creepy people. I don't want to go there. You told me it's not real.
Yeah. Well, it's
Because I
well,
asked
it's,
you, oh, it's real story. And you're like,
it's
no.
loosely based on Ed Gein from the 50s. He would make like lampshades and mass out of his victims and stuff. But it wasn't like a family of cannibals like this.
Because they show pictures of the guy, a little bit of his face. So look like, in the police officers over there, and look like old police officers, like old filming.
Yeah.
So in my head, it was for real. So creeped me out more because I was thinking, oh my gosh, they never still killing people. So I was scared. But I think I like the remake more. At least don't have this annoying guy in the wheelchair. And Jessica did very good job with the kids, like find the kid, trying to save the girl, get in the house, driving over.
I like
like
the
savage.
remake, but it's nowhere near as much as I like the original. And the house was just like almost like they live in a mansion. Almost like it's too big. Like how do these poor people live in this giant house?
But was abandoned too, the house.
No, there was a family living there.
No, it was abandoned, the house. Anyways, I like the remake more than this one, but I enjoy. At least not gonna be in my top worst. So number 3, Annabelle Come Home.
Animal Comes Home.
Yeah, Annabelle's Come Home.
So you like Animal Comes Home more than Animal Creation Part 2?
Which one is the creation? Is the one with the girls from the orphanage?
No, that's Part 3, I think. Yeah.
I like the one with the girls from the orphanage. Like, because they're all girls, little kids, and and go to this house, this family that have a history with his wife, so have a little bit of mystery, and so I like have much more involved than just the doll. It's like behind, and I like the first one too, with that woman pregnant too. So I mean, Annabelle have many levels of, but the one with the girls, the orphanage, is in my top in my top 3. I really like this creepy doll.
I thought that was okay. I like Part 2 the best of the 3.
I like the creepy doll.
Okay, number 2 is the classic The Exorcist, directed by William Friedkin from 1973. Yeah, Exorcist is probably the most famous, and for a good reason, horror film of all time. You ask anybody what's the best horror movie of all time, and I bet you if you ask 10 people, like half of them will say, at least they'll say The Exorcist. I know so many people that are my age that are still afraid of it. It was so. If you look at what came up before that, it must have people must have been freaked out when they first saw it in the theater. And there's footage actually online of people going to watch it and fainting. So many people fainted while watching that film, or they walked out. It was. If there's ever, this might have been like the most perfect horror film. It was the acting was great all around. Just how Linda Blair would just get more and more. She would just look worse and worse every time you would visit that room, and the devil would. I guess Pazuzu would take your biggest insecurities or stuff that's bothering you, your personal stuff, and use it against you. It's just like an evil film, and to me, just like it's the second best horror film of all. It might be the best, but it's my second favorite horror film of all time.
I I was okay movie for me. It's not my top 10, but especially because I grew up, have lots of experience in the family that believe in spirits, and I saw people possess before many times when I was a kid. So I was around people that was possessed by evil, by dead people, and they don't act like that. That's why when I saw this movie, I was like, that don't scare me because they don't act like this.
Well, people who are possessed,
They don't change their
being
faces like
being
this.
possessed isn't real. So
Babe.
those people were faking too.
Yes, it is because I saw that. Okay.
No,
Yes,
there's no
saw.
devil attacking them.
I know you don't believe, but I spent my childhood seeing that, and possessed people do not act like in that movie. It's all bullshit because it's not real.
Freaked a lot.
And
a
it
lot of
does
Catholics out.
exist. It does exist. People being possessed because even the Catholic Church have to give a permission for those priests to do those exorcism on people. So I saw that. I've been there. I know that. So that's why when I saw that movie, I say they are pushing too hard because it's not just like that. So that's why don't scare me at all. That's why for me it's like don't scare me. So I maybe people that never saw or don't believe anything think that could be real, freak them out. But for me, that's one of the movie that don't scare me. I can watch in the dark all by myself in the forest. That movie that I'm not moving a
In the
muscle.
forest. My best friend, he actually, if I were to put, and I've done this before, I would put this on for him, and he would just walk home. He can't handle it. Joe.
Oh, Joe scared?
Yeah, he can't handle it. He'll walk home and say, that's enough.
Joe, don't, because this movie is not scary, Joe. It's just.
And he's not the only one I know that does that. Anyway.
Anyways, it's not scary for me. So my top 2 is Insidious.
And you're doing 1 and 2 together.
1 and 2. Insidious.
That's
1
a cheat,
and 2.
but I'll let it pass.
No, it's not a cheat because it's the same concept, the same
No,
ideas.
part 1's better for me.
I like the number 2 more than 1 because is that the father's soul is trapped in the dead side. So I love the whole concept. He's trying to get to the family know that it's not him in that body, you know. So I do like, and I like the scary. He's acting like he's a good actor. That guy, like his acting when he start transform and then he become evil too, and I love his acting. Like the change, they did an awesome job. He did a great job. And the actor, that mother too, she's awesome too. I always like her acting, and she can do comedy now because I saw the
okay
in the
actress.
no,
There's nothing about her
can
that
be
really
funny, like in the Bridesmaid. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
she
she
was,
should stick to that.
like,
Go,
you know,
no, okay.
and they're scary too, babe.
I actually really enjoy the first one. The second one I think is.
But you could see
okay.
her acting. It was good even in the scary movie.
It
She was playing
but
that mother.
It was
that
okay.
I cannot believe that's existing.
It was good, but not great.
Babe, it was good. Please, give me a break.
But I agree. I really like Insidious.
And an actor that can do comedy and scary at the same time is a great actor. Okay, I hate actors that just stick just with one face. I hate that. That for me is not a good acting. Sticking just one performance, like they cannot move. So, anyways, and the whole story, like of your soul get out your body and you get trapped and you're trying to fight the ghosts that trying to get into your family, and I love the idea. It was the most interesting idea, and since like I said, I do see ghosts, and that make me go back and understand, you know, make people little see the other side. How is it? So I love that movie. I always like that movie. I can watch 100 times too.
So for my number 1 favorite horror film of all time, Brian De Palma, 1976, Carrie. And to me, it's probably not on a lot of people's number 1, but for me, it's always been for years been my favorite horror movie. It's the first half is not perfect. There's some things I don't love about it, like the some of the music choices and that fast forward scene. But I love the acting between Sissy Spacek and Piper Laurie. I think Piper Laurie, her character was such a creepy mom, that's like overbearing, religious mom, and Sissy Spacek was a great actress. They actually were both nominated for an Oscar that year. That's how good the acting was. It just acting was top notch. The score is amazing. That's the score in that film.
What?
The music is. I love the music in that film. For the 95% of it, I think it's amazing.
I saw you like the scene from John Travolta in the car with his girlfriend.
Oh, that's yeah.
I saw it was your favorite scene.
I think even at the dance scene with Sissy Spacek, with Carrie and what was the guy's name again? I can't remember his name. Anyway, to me that's an awesome romantic scene. I think it's an amazing scene.
Why romantic? He doesn't like her.
I think from the point of that she leaves, or actually when the around the point when she leaves the prom to the end, the last like 45 minutes, I think is a perfect film. It just builds and builds, and that when she's walking towards the house covered in blood, towards the, and you know the mother's waiting for her, and you walk in and all the candles are lit, and that amazing score, and she goes upstairs and you see the mother behind the door. That's creepy shit. That, like, to me, I love that. I love Carrie. It's my favorite horror movie of all time, and yeah, to me it's an amazing film.
I like Carrie too, but I disagree with that romantic scene. The guy doesn't like her. It's so fake.
At first it was fake, but then he started to like her, and it felt like he started to like her.
He feels sorry for her. That's different.
At
like
first,
someone and feel sorry for others.
She started to like her after. You can see that it was playing.
Like as a friend, I feel sorry.
Well,
babe.
okay, maybe, but I think he started to like her physically.
He was not in love with her, babe. He never was. He don't even want to do it.
No,
he had to make her first kiss.
Yeah, but
who don't want to be the first
he
man
actually
to kiss
did.
a girl?
I think he did start to like her.
No, he didn't, babe. You're too dreamer. He didn't. You could see it. Even his girlfriend was there begging him to do that.
Yeah, at first he didn't want to do it, but after,
I don't get it. Why she want to do something like that when she was one of the girls bullying her?
She felt guilty about it.
Feel guilty.
Yeah,
no, one is a bully, always a bully. So I don't know if she wants more revenge, make her fall in love with her boyfriend, and after her boyfriend, treat her bad after. Like, what was all that about? Like, what's the plan?
And I also love the camera work. How like. It was just like the prom scene with the bucket, and it creeps up the rope, and it goes all the way up the rope and across. I love all that stuff.
I hate the idea she killed that teacher that really always stand up for her.
Yeah, but in her mind, they're all against her.
But still,
she believed her mom.
But she had no reasons to think that teacher was bad to her. So that one was.
She had a hard life.
The teacher could run away before get killed. Over there.
Everyone had to die for her. They're all against her. It would be
nice if that girlfriend die over there because she doesn't deserve to die. But not the teacher always stand up for her and always cares about her. So that part I don't like. But I like Carrie movie too. Was nice movie. My number one is Conjuring. Like I like ghost movies. The Conjuring 1 and 2.
1 and 2 again.
Yes, 1 and 2. Because it's the same concept. One is
I actually prefer number 2.
The Exorcist. It's like it sends you like Exorcist. The number 1 is like Exorcist. Number 2 is just trying to possess that girl, and the whole concept's like trying to make believe. And see, we hear ghost, babe. See outside, and the creepy guy in the couch, the old man.
No,
that was very creepy. Like the girl
that was part 2. That was part 2.
Yeah, that's what
I actually like part 2 more than part 1.
Yeah, so the whole concept of that creepy old man, you don't know what's his role there, what he's trying to do. To the end, they discover that he's trying to help, not to scare them. And that little crook house, the crooked man, and that song,
that's part 2. See, that's
and the long legs and long arms, and oh my gosh, like every single part of that number 2 was pretty cool.
I agree. I really like it. And both your top 2 were directed by the same guy, James Wan.
From what?
James Wan directed both Insidious and Conjuring.
You see,
yeah.
he's a good director.
Same director as Saw.
And he tried to make two different story, but stick with the ghosts, like make it creepy. And you see, you don't need to cut people's neck, you don't need to stab nobody to creepy people out. You know, that's what I like in a scary movie. You don't have to freaking kill people, cut, hunt them down. It's just a simple little ghost freaking you out from nowhere, and or take your body, make you hear things, doing things. That's what I love. That's for me, and that's when the acting coming up, because you can feel in the actors, like they feel that, and now every scene is like a jump. I love jumping scary movie. I love it. So my top number one, Conjuring.
So what's your Conjuring 1 or 2? What's your favorite?
Number 2.
So 2 is your favorite then. Is your favorite horror movie?
Yeah, because I like the idea of the single mom trying to survive, living in England, and and have this happen to her is such a bad luck. It's like you fuck, like financing, spirits, and everything, and all you got is the house. Like you don't have nowhere to go. You really have to resolve this shit because you have nowhere to go. And in the end, it's a real story. Like The Conjuring is like based in the real story. Because that couple is trying to help people. No one's proved that they trying to help people and everything. So I love, especially when it's real story, like make you really more deep in it, and try to even understand and feel what that family go through, because it's not easy. Because trust me, guys, play a fight against things that you cannot see it. Sometimes you just can hear it or feel it. Is the worst creepy thing you can feel. I know that by experience.
Okay, well, that concludes our top 10 favorite horror films of all time. If you made it all the way to the end, we thank you.
And if you love it or hate it, our choices, let us know.
Yeah, let us know about our choices. And if you want, you could post your own top 10s.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.